Hello. Hello. How's it going? Oh, my volume's so low over here. Sorry. It is Tuesday. It is I, Lucinda, the chronically late reseller. That should be my new name. Seriously. The chronically late reseller. I um I am sorry that I'm this late today. Two things happened. One, my the arthritis in my back really took a nosedive Sunday, and yesterday was intense. It was intense pain, and I could barely sleep. And thankfully, it's better enough today that I chew, that I showered, and you know I can walk, but I still have to walk slow. And then right before I came on, my cat had a lizard, a little baby lizard, and it had dropped its tail, trying to, that's what they do. They drop their tail off, hoping that the predator will, take the tail and leave them. So, I had to bend all the way down and scoop up the little lizard and take it outside because it was still very much alive. And so, saving a lizard was more important than me being here only 10 minutes late. My apologies. I'm here now. I'm Lucinda. Fantastic finds, play on words for fantastic vintage. I do all costume jewelry. I will occasionally bring in, a really cool piece of household kitsch. And Tuesdays is where I do rapid paste sale. 2/3 buy it now, some higher end and medium low end auction thrown in as well, just to break up the monotony. I don't do a lot of, discussing what, when, who, why, just very brief. Obviously, dimensions and whatnot can be asked for, and otherwise, I will just guesstimate. And I know a lot of it because I brought it, already last week, and a lot of it actually, more than half, because my sales are, pretty popular, including afterwards, people emailing me. At least a third is stuff that you've never seen, but it's still buy it nows. I don't do recaps. I put it all in there. So if you come in late or you're watching on the replay, no. Look, if you're watching on the replay, just send me an email like everyone always does. If you come in late, go backwards in time and, then just drop in the chat what you're interested in, and I will happily sell it to you. And tell me what the price was, because, I don't have a huge spreadsheet. Nope, I don't. I try to keep it a little casual, even while building my business large. I don't know if I ever get to like 1,000 or more followers. Maybe I'll have to do all of that. But, at this point, I don't. So if you bid today and you win an item, that's my email, mscwalker@att.net. I will need, before the sale is over, your YouTube name, separate line, your real name with address and zip code so I can ship it to you. I use Pirate Ship. And your PayPal email address. That is who I use to invoice and bill you. So I do 2-week build-a-boxes. That way you can buy a lot of stuff over a period of 2 weeks and put it into just a jewelry size box. I am finishing off all the boxes I already have that are small, that are not priority. Once those are gone, should be in another couple weeks, I will be switching to the priority small flat rate boxes, and then shipping will always be the same cost. I will still do 2-week build-a-boxes though. If you ever purchase anything and you want it right away and you don't want to wait, it's a birthday gift, it's something you want to wear to a gala, it's your birthday, it's your friend's birthday, just send an email and tell me that. And I will happily invoice you at the end of the sale. As soon as you pay, I'll get it to my post office. I live on dirt roads. The post office is down there, about 18 minutes away. It is not open on Saturdays. So keep in mind that if, you, for instance, bought something on Friday, I could invoice you, but I could not ship it out till Monday. Nope. Okay. And also, shipping went up. I think it went up on yesterday because of fuel. Yeah, we have an issue going on with prices in the country. And even though I use Pirate Ship and it's, around a third less, it has gone up. Not much I can do about that. So, another good reason to only sell jewelry. I used to do household, vintage, and kitsch, and ephemera, and all the rest of that. But, jewelry was my first love starting in the 70s when I sold at the flea market with my mother, buying 50 pounds of returns to the high-end department stores and sorting it out and fixing it. And then again, I pivoted back to it when eBay became a platform and did different types of the vintage costume jewelry. And now I do vintage and higher end, mixing in the precious stones, sterling silver, not much gold, but I'm getting there. And I will be getting in, hopefully within a couple weeks, a lot of sterling silver pendants and charms, and I will have necklaces. Some items I will put on those, and others you can ask if you would like that. I took a poll last week and asked people what they would prefer, and they would like the option. So most will be an option, but not all. Some things are just going to go on a chain because that's the best way to display them. Alrighty then. I don't think I missed anything. I don't think I left anything out. But if I did, it takes a village. And straighten me out. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Share me out. And say hi in the chat. I'm friendly. I don't bite. I promise. I think in the 2.5 years I've been selling on YouTube, I've gotten a little upset with someone live once, twice. I mean, that's not how I roll in general. So I try to keep everything pretty chill. I don't like drama. I don't like to do confrontation, but I'm good at it. So, if it's brought, I can bring it, but I don't want to. I'm too old for all that. Okay. So I'm going to get rolling. And remember, I don't do recaps. So if you come in, and I'll repeat this throughout the sale. If you come in late, then, you gotta go back and look, or send me a email after you watch the replay. Okay. This is going to be a buy it now this is silly price. Let's make it even less. And how is everyone? I hope everyone is doing well. There's a lot of places you could be right now, so I appreciate that you are here. So this was mine. This is an original artisan-made piece from the 1970s. It's a spoon ring, literally made from a spoon or a fork, which is the same. It's the same as this that I'm wearing now, or this that I'm wearing, but you can see these are newer and they just have a different design. This is Oneida, I believe, on the inside. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. It fit my thumb, and I wore it on my thumb for years and years. It's $8, which is, I watched the artist make this. Yeah, on Telegraph Avenue in Berkeley. So it's a piece of history. It is, these are one of those things. So the middle hits a 10. The middle of this band hits a 10. So we're going to call it a 9 3/4 to a 10. It is very comfortable, and it has the hammered in rectangles along with the pattern. It is extremely comfortable. Let me show it to you on, and then I'm going to move on. I do have a lot of rings, necklaces, earrings, and like I said, some high-end today. So there you go. Okay, moving on. Put this over here. You can let me know later if you change your mind. How's that? That'll work. Let's do another. And I mix it up. There's no particular order that I go in with any of this. Not at all. Typing takes the longest. And I know there's a lot of places you could be right now. And, you know, people are popping in and out. And that's okay. I really like this. This is probably verging on mid to late 70s. It is plastic. It is a tie clip. I love. There you go. My computer internal camera is ridiculous. Hi, Heidi. How are you, darling? I love the flex in there. And then this yellow glows under black light. And it has the white swirl like the more high-end glass. And then it has that's like a druzy. And this. Now, this could be even more modern than what I'm thinking. And the other thing that I was thinking, see this, I'm calling it a tie clip. It's $3. Lucinda, I like that. You know, it could be a hair clip. Now, how am I going to show you this? Look at that. And if I was going to do this as a hair clip, because it has the teeth right there, I would go ahead and put like some type of padding underneath the clips to not pull my hair. Doesn't have it on the bottom, just the top. But you could literally put something on so easily and have a beautiful spring. Boom. Beautiful spring hair clip. Or as a gentleman, it's a tie clip. As a woman, you could wear it somehow on a dress like this, a shirt pocket. Yep. Use your imagination. It's a fun piece. Okay. And I do about once every 5 weeks or so, just so anyone who doesn't know me or it's your first time here, I do a big bag of usually all wearable, but more modern, or no one's buying it after many, many rounds. You know, big Ziploc bag of jewelry. And that will probably be coming up middle of May. And yes, Heidi. And I also, when I buy lots, I will put together craft bags after I parse through for my purposes. Let's do another buy it now. And again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You could be anywhere. I really like these. And I did not test these. I did not test these. And I think they're supposed to be flowers. Heidi, a long time ago, you said you were going to do a painting for me. And I never got one. I'm still waiting, girl. I'm still waiting. So let's get this to focus. Not that you have to, but I was so excited. It was a long time ago. And I know how it goes out there in our world of dealing with chronic pain. Believe me, I know. But I would love it. You are I think you're a great artist. I've seen some of your work, I think on Instagram. And I would love it. See, they're very thin. This is very hard for me to know the age, but I would love it. And if we could figure out like the tariff fees and all that, depending on the size, it's possible that I could just go ahead and pay that. I wouldn't be asking you to at all. They're this big. Oh, I know. You know what? And Heidi, this was long before my father passed. So it's been a long time, honey. A long time. And I forget stuff all the time. These are probably a half an inch across. And like I say, I don't know the age. I didn't test them. I don't think they're sterling silver, but I think they're really, got a kid around, $4. Got an adult around. No, Heidi, do not apologize. I display, I buy art from my friends who make art. For the last 10 years, I've made that a priority of, buying art that's made by friends to display. So, I'd like to add you to my wall. That's all. Seriously, I've been doing that for quite a while. You think you're forgetful? It's amazing I can do what I do. These are likely, where is that shadow coming from? Boom. Wow. I wonder if the cat moved my ring light up there. Gold tone, prong set rhinestone, likely 1960s, early 70s, $2. A little less than an inch. Okay, the two of you, Tug and Maggie, that's my dog and cat. My favorite season, I would have to say spring. Definitely not winter, which you can probably relate to because it's not happy for our bodies. And these are the original earring backs. They're a nice pair. And of course, the rhinestones, they're actually pretty good quality in terms of glass. So they're not currently, I'm going to move that ring light up there. I want to know why I don't usually have a shadow. And just so you see, that's how big they are. Yep, that's Tug and Maggie. Tug and Maggie. They like to play together. So I'm going to, maybe it's this one. Let me move that over a little bit and see what's happening. Okay, we'll pass on that. So I don't do recaps. So, I haven't shown much yet. But if you come in later, oh, this was that name. This is very confusing, but goose name. There you go. Here's the thing. It is Tibetan. Oh, big bruise from one of your dogs. Yeah, I can see how that happened. So we went through, oh no, I'm so sorry, Heidi. We went through a whole thing with this on Friday. And this spins. This is a Tibetan prayer wheel. I had thought maybe it was a foreign astrology or something. I couldn't figure it out. And then I did even more of a dive. These are made in Tibet, probably why the name is such. And this is, every time you spin it, it's a prayer. And that makes sense because now I know what this is. It's a traditional Buddhist symbol. So it is a bracelet. It says on there that it is 925. It does not test 925. You can find these all over in different styles. They're very, very popular. It's actually really nice links. It's very thick. Some people have these listed as sterling silver. And they're asking, over $100 because it's very heavy and well made. Other people have these listed at $50. $13 is lower than any price you're going to find out there. And it's a really nice man's bracelet. And it's kind of like a fidgety. And on the other side, it has the same horoscope. It just doesn't, not horoscope, prayer wheel. All these symbols mean something to Tibetan Buddhists. And I should have figured that out in the very beginning because I was raised with the Buddha in my house and Buddhist parents. And I follow a woman who is in India who's Hindu. So I should have known. But the whole thing threw me. So this is very strong. I love it. There's all the information. And there's many different styles. Nice big fat like this, and it's fantastic on. I believe it's a gentleman's bracelet, but a woman could absolutely wear it, and then you just spin your prayer all day long. It's like wearing a rosary or wearing a mala, and you just say your prayers. It fits on my wrist. My wrist is a 7.25. So it could go down to a 7, but it could not go larger. Could not go larger. Look up the name, $13. You got a teenager, you got a friend, someone who's a Buddhist, get back to me. Okay. And I can't go lower than 13. So I'm going to put it aside because I can't. That's like a silly price. Okay. This is going to be I've had this too long. I've had it too long. It is sterling silver. It is fabulous. I don't understand. Yeah, no, it's a brand new item out there. It's really interesting. Sterling silver. And I mean, here's my, Om Namah Shivaya. Wear it every day. I wear malas all the time. I used to wear, there's a certain name for the beads. And in fact, I'm going to bring a necklace up that has the beads, and I'm already forgetting the name, which I should know because I've been wearing them for years. That, you know, I would count prayers on. So this is a 925 for me. It is been tested, and it says it inside. It is absolutely beautiful seashell. It is so well made, and it's got thin and then the fat, and then it comes down to this, and then it comes down to the point. I'm asking much less than it's worth. It's got a really nice thick bail, so it will fit on a torque. It will fit on any type of size chain. You can take it on and off. And inside, right there, is all the hallmarks. I mean, it's a really great piece. Very lightweight. Barb. See, Barb? Barb. Thank you, honey. This is, I got a hair. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. There is this. There you go. Okay, it's sold to Barb. Hi, Barb. How's it going? How are you? Barb, I'm invoicing your invoice out tonight. Yep, I've got all my invoices done, but thank you, honey. Got all my invoices done, but 2. And that's because yesterday I was in so much pain. I actually was a little afraid, and still am. And it's starting in my neck, which I've had this problem for a while, but we started with my back. Now it's going in my neck, down my arm, and my hand is aching. So I'm like, good grief, I did not sign up for this. I did not sign up for this, man. Well, you know, I don't know what to say. Barb, you like pinks, purples? Not that it matters. I don't know. Here's Barb's bag. Barb's bag. Barb's bag. Yes, Heidi. It 100%. I'm you know, I've lived with chronic upper body fibromyalgia pain for over 25 years, and I've totally figured that out. But now the back and not being able to walk, and then with the fibromyalgia and the thing coming down the shoulder into the arm into the hand, and I know it's from my spine, I'm a little bit freaked out. Yesterday I had a pity party for myself. Like, you know, sometimes you need one of those days where you just cry. Yeah, but this is not fibro. This is my spine. This is different. So thank you though. This is hard for me to know what to start it at. I'm going to start it at it is, I can't spell. What am I doing? Sorry, I got distracted. I'll get back on track. Maybe, good Lord. Listen, I used to type 65 words a minute, and I'm wondering what my problem is at the moment. Oh, yes, and it does have. Seriously. Okay. What? Okay. Take a breath. I'm trying to go through faster than usual, and that is screwing me up. Oh no. I'm sorry, Heidi. I know. Believe me, I know. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Let me pull the price over. Yeah, it's arthritis, spinal stenosis. I'm sure it's from my rear end accident. Just like my lower back is. So here is the back. Shepherd's hook. I'll take it off the bust in a minute. Here are the shell and hand cut and carved turquoise beads. Here is the coral. Look at what did I see how I wrote that? I didn't even spell coral. There are turquoise spacers, mother of pearl down at the bottom. It's 2 strands, so let me take it off and show it to you. Hi, Denise. How are you? I have a ton of necklaces. This is a really cool. This is actually some of this brown may be shell, but I believe the majority of it actually is simply turquoise with maybe mostly of the brown matrix. There, my camera's catching up. That's the back. This is coral. It's or carnelian. Good Lord. Let me make sure I know which one that it is for sure. Coral. It is cut like this. I love that they left it in a square, then the round with those beads. I love the color and the depth. And then at the bottom, you have to have this together, and it's kind of like a collar. At the bottom is these mother of pearl pieces, and it goes, so this goes like that down to the bottom. This goes like that down to the bottom. So you have to fidget with it a little when you first put it on. It is strung on metal. It's absolutely beautiful. And I gotta say that the reason why I hesitated in saying coral is because of spiny oyster, but I don't think it's spiny oyster, but that's why I hesitated, because spiny oyster comes in several colors, and I started thinking, well, all this time I've been saying, coral, could it be spiny oyster? I don't know. And see, this is the only complaint. This is worth a lot more than what I'm asking. And see, it's on metal. This is my only complaint, is that you have to play with it when you first put it on, because they did it really well and very tight, but then it does that thing. So it is a collar necklace, but it's not tight on your throat. It's about 15 inches. 15 inches. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's been around for a while. It's an older piece. Definitely native made. This is older turquoise. So think about it. I know the way I'm showing it is making it look like, it's just never going to cooperate, etc. But I'm having a fast-paced sale, and because my back was so bad and I could only set up at the last minute, it didn't get set up correctly, but it's there. Think about it and let me know. And just let me say again that it is red coral, turquoise, mother of pearl, and turquoise. And you know what? No matter how I spell this, I always spell he, she. There's in a different way, and you can say he, she, you can say he, but so there you go. So that's what that was. If anyone changes their mind, let me know. Okay. How about this? I don't even need to put this on a puka shell. No, I don't. This is a 1970s puka shell necklace. Everyone who was anyone had these when I was a teenager in the 70s. Everyone. Boys and girls. They were not gender specific. I believe, yes, that it's on, yep, it's on cord. It is all white puka shells. These are really nice ones. All hand cut, hand carved, because it's just puka shells. It was the trend surfing. Remember the Beach Boys song, Surfing USA? Yep. When that came in, these became the thing that everyone had to have. Even though I think that song was written in the late 60s, the early 70s, everyone was wearing these. Everyone. Anyone else remember that trend? Everyone. And then there was the other thing that I've talked about before, really annoyed me and all the girls, but the boys thought they were so cool. Everybody was kung fu fighting. And the boys would put that song on and over and over and over again and pretend that they were like, karate experts to like impress us girls. Oh my Lord, it was so annoying. Yeah. I mean, it was just like, yeah, I'm not impressed. Okay. So I have a fat neck right there. Please ignore that. This is not tight. It just fits. And my neck is a little larger, especially now that I can't hardly walk anywhere with my severe arthritis in my back. So it is like 14 inches. And if you have a slender neck, it's going to be the perfect summer accessory for you. And layering is in. So think about putting this on with some pearls, with something silver, with something gold. I mean, I'm wearing sterling silver earrings right now. Perfect. You could put this with, do I have anything going on over here that would be appropriate? I probably don't, because no, not really. Anyway, right now, $14. Poke. I said poke. See, I didn't put the A. I'm sorry. I think, y'all, let me just apologize. I really believe that is due to the fact that yesterday was so bad. I was just in so much pain. And so I think, here we are. And that's supposed to say polka. I mean, what? Y'all, my brain needs a village today. Heidi. Denise did the guys do that where you were? Oh my gosh. This is going to be a starting bid. I just watched some of the type of really cool rhinestone earrings with the really great metal setting on the back and everything on another channel. The price that was being asked, I was like, oh my gosh, I sell my stuff way too cheap. They did. Oh God, so boring. So now I'm like, but my prices are going to stay what they are. Oh, you were a baby in the 70s, Heidi? I was born in 61. I just turned 65. So I was there for the whole schmo. These are going to start at starting bid of $29 AB and there was a lot of great things, there's a lot of great movements and, individual rights that people got and education and culture. And there was a lot of good stuff, but man, there's a lot of stuff I could have done without. These are fantastic. They do not have a designer name. They don't have their clip-ons. They don't have enough variation in the blue AB rhinestones for me to think that they were a D&E or a Juliana design. However, they surely are right up close on it. This is glass. This is not plastic. This is old swirled pale blue glass put on with rods. Let me take one off and show it to you up close. These are fabulous. These are likely early on in the 50s. And the other thing I want to show you and be clear about with these is see how it goes off to the side up here? That means they're directional. So this one is going to go on the right and the other one, it goes this way. So it goes on the left. And these are kind of like a chandelier earring, if you will. And see that one's dropped down with more blue ABs. Honestly, another channel, another reseller, and so the underneath has the ABs, small, and then the small square, and then the round ones. And then it has 3 over top like that. See the flashes of color? Prong set. Honestly, it does have these dots on the back of the clip-on. And I was hoping that was going to tell me a maker. But no. And so now here's the back. It's always really important to look at the back and see how well or not well the metal is done. If it's open work to let the light shine through, prong set, inset, all of those are clues to the age. So look at the back. And then I'm hoping you can hear the sound. These are incredible. These are just incredible. I'm surprised nobody's bidding. Honestly, on another channel, these would start at like $40. They do not glow. So, nobody. Wowzers. I do know it's the end of the month. I have not ever done this, but do remember, so see how they're directional? That's the left and that's the right side. And they are about 2 inches long. I'm going to move on. Do remember this is the beginning of 2-week Build-A-Box. So if you were in now, you're not going to be billed for about 2.5 weeks. So it's not like you have to have the money today. You can have the money in, 2.5 weeks. Something to keep in mind. That's why I do 2-week Build-A-Boxes. And these, I've never seen with this beautiful actual glass. Usually this would be plastic. These are serious quality. And with that directional chandelier and the AB underneath it, so as you're moving, you get the flashes. Yeah. I hesitated starting them at $29. I seriously was considering starting them for more like about $40. So they won't come back at this price. I can tell you that. They're going up here. Okay. Thank you for looking. I appreciate it. Let's do a starting bid of everyone still with me? Are we still good? Who else is on? I think these are great. And it always takes a minute for the light in my computer's camera. And I need to take a minute after this sale and just fix it. It adjusts itself at will. Darker to lighter. Don't ask me why. I don't want it to decide to auto focus the light. See, it just got brighter. They are studs. Oh, wow. That's fantastic, Denise. But you don't wear that kind? Oh, Denise. You'd be the belle of the ball. So this is the back. They are a little bit heavy. And let me, I call them green, but when I hold them up close to me, the enamel, it's more of a blue. I think it's trying to mimic abalone. See that? It's more a blue. And they are more modern. These are probably 80s, 90s. They're a little bit heavy. 80s and 90s is back as well. So, oh, mermaid. There you go, Heidi. That's fun. Okay, nobody's interested in these. It's the end of the month. Y'all are a hard sell. What about snakes? I hate to put these. I take these all out of plastic bags. Oh, Denise. So do you wear these kind, Denise? Is this more your jam? I mean, I think these are lovely. My mom didn't wear a lot of jewelry, but for some reason, these remind me of my mom. And they are about 2 inches long. So if I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, Denise, excellent. Yes. Yes, pierced, not, oh, so you don't wear clip-ons. Totally gotcha. Totally gotcha. I don't really wear clip-ons anymore either. Like I used to be able to do that as a teenager, but I hoard them because they're so cool and I just like to look at my pretties. Okay, fair warning, y'all. You needed to come in at 13 or higher and you did not. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate it. I mean, as we age, what we can wear and, what we like changes. Okay, I'm making you a bag. Well, Denise, that's a whole different, like, do you mean serious? Or do you just mean like she had too much stuff? Or do you mean like a for real problem? And you don't have to tell me, but I mean, I do not hoard. being in the being in this business, I have so much. My daughter will come up here and say, "Mom, you're a hoarder," and I'm like, "Actually, but that's my business, But my personal collection, no, God. But yeah, real hoarding is a serious problem. Oh, Denise, I'm sorry, honey. That's very traumatic. I'm sorry. That was hard for you. I know it was. I am an MSW therapist. Bless you. That was a lot to deal with. And still is, I'm sure. But at any rate, my thoughts are with you. Denise. Yes, it comes from trauma, Heidi. That's right. It's trauma which causes. My cat is in my jewelry bag thing. Okay, Maggie, you cannot be in here. I know you're going to growl at me. I get it. I know. Let go. God, bless her. She's a feral rescue. Oh, Denise. I'm so sorry, honey. Well, if you have a lot of what I just showed and you want to throw it all in a bag and, offer a price, let me know. Denise. It's really hard to deal with. Really hard to deal with. Yes, she loves. Maybe I should put a bunch of jewelry on the cat. Maybe that's why she always gets up here. Oh, look at that. I got her. And I'm allergic to cats, but yet I still have always had a cat. There you go. See how my computer decided to adjust itself. This is a lovely carved Bakelite bracelet. This is a pretty low price for it. Bakelite has been fluctuating in price in the last couple of years. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up. This is it's hard to tell if this was a handmade. Most Bakelite jewelry was handmade during the war, but some was, actually production line. It's a nice thick bracelet. Doesn't have any damage. And this one is one of the very lucky ones that escaped getting a hot pin stuck in it to test if it was Bakelite, something that was really commonly done in the 80s and just like horrible. Now, see, it's small. I don't have a big hand. But it's concaved inwards. So for me, it needs to be someone who has, like I did before I had a child. I was 36, 24, 36. You know, I and 110 pounds, 5'3". I was tiny. And so this kind of stuff fit me no problem because the inside diameter, look at this. Oh, you're Denise. What I'll send you an email, honey, and we'll talk about that. This says it's 2.5 inches on the inside dimension. So normally a 2.5 would be a 7.25. But because it concaves inwards and it's not a hinge, that dimension is not true. So that's why even when I watch resellers all the time put bracelets on those cones, you got to put it on your own wrist to really get a feel of what's going on. I am going to call this a 6.5, a lady's 6.5, which is a small medium. So small goes from 6 to 7. So a 6.5 is a small medium ladies. Starts at 39. Yeah. No, Denise, I'm going to send you an email and we can talk about it, okay? Because, you know, good Lord, honey. I would, you know, I would be paying and there's things I would want and not want. Yeah, and if you grew up with it, Denise, you know, your whole life. I just hope you have found the help back then and especially now that you need to get through this, right? Yeah. It's triggered by trauma, which triggers an OCD, which triggers you know, the stuff is going to save me. And you know, it does for them. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. So this is, you know, to me, a fairly modern Chinese swirled. I don't believe these are Italian. I believe these are made in China, more modern. Swirled glass bead with silver flecked foil inside on a rod. In the top is an old vintage cut glass bead. They're $2. Oh, I'm sorry, Denise. I understand. My father passed March 2025 and my mother passed in June 2023 and I was both of their caregivers, so I understand. So those were $2, y'all. Those were $2 and these are going to wind up going in a bag of, and I'm still grieving. I stopped reselling for over 6 months and lost a lot of customers, got off of people's regular idea of a schedule, and you know, but I was so mind, body, and soul exhausted and just grieving. It's tough. So this is a buy it now of 18. It is a beaded abalone. This is the best description I can get in here at the moment. Yeah, cat eye marbles. Whoops, sorry. Cat eye marbles, totally, 100%. Just because they're modern and made in China doesn't mean they're absolutely horrible. I mean, it's not the type of vintage I deal in, but it's close enough. It's fun enough that, for a couple bucks, I got it in a lot, So this is the bottom. This is older. This is not a modern pendant. I believe this to be like the idea of a 3/4 moon. So that's old yellowing mother of pearl. It does have the pinks and the blues. Then there's MOP. I showed this Thursday or Friday. Abalone pieces. It's covered in a resin of some type. You can feel the pieces underneath there, though. It's on a black, I don't know what, maybe wood would be my guess. Kind of like the Russian idol and royalty lacquered pens, although it's not that old. It's just a nice disc. It's very lightweight, and it's on this copper gold wrapped beaded necklace with a abalone toggle closure. $18 is a very, very good price for this. It didn't sell last week. It's something, see, it's very large. It's something I've had for quite a while, and it's time for it to move. But I can't go lower than 18, even though it's time for it to move. It is about, let's move my hair. I'm wearing this tribal necklace, so it kind of interferes. It comes down to right about here. So if you were, let's move this for a minute. If you were wearing this in the summer, and the light on my computer is doing that weird adjustment with just, the earrings I have on or some stud earrings, the little tank top, boom, very lightweight. It's really, and it stands up pretty tall. It's a statement piece. It's really a statement piece. And I bought it, oh, good Lord, maybe a year and a half ago. And it still hasn't sold, and I don't know why. So this is the last time I'm going to show this. And actually what I'm going to do with it is put it up here, because it is going to, I'm going to put it in a bag. It's going to get listed. I have a bunch of my father's books that he autographed, and he was world famous. And I need to get that site up and running. It should have happened after he died, but I mean, I was in grief. And I'm going to be opening an Etsy shop. I currently have some things on eBay, but I'm closing that out, and I'm going to open an Etsy shop. And I have a lot of higher end items that people don't seem to want to buy here, so they're just going to go there. Denise, I'm glad that you found me, and I hope that things like this are that Calgon take you away moment. I found this community during COVID, and I've been reselling jewelry, and it's been my passion, costume and other, for so long. And I was just instantly like in, and vintage kitchen, household. And, I have a whole collection of stuff on shelves, tastefully displayed, and I'm wheedling it out, parsing it down. And still, the whole time I was a caregiver, this was my place. This was my time. And still to this day, like with my, my back pain and now the new arm pain and all that. This is my place. This is my moment. This is my take me away time. So I hope that you have a place like that if this is not it. Right, Denise, those earrings. I was watching her right before I was getting ready for my sale. And I was looking at those earrings and I was like, holy bejesus. Here I am selling stuff, for under 30 and what? Yeah. So the difference is that if you have a ton of followers, you can ask more and get it. I swear to God, because it's the same stuff. Well, Denise, I would happily buy them from you at a price that you felt is reasonable and that I felt that I could make a profit. So let me know. This is a starting bid. This is a very reasonable starting bid. I mean, and I'm offering that to you. I always need sources because living where I do in the middle of nowhere, I can't get up and get down to all the places that I need to source. So my sourcing is done through making contacts, through other resellers, etc. Hi, Steph. How are you, Steph? Okay, I'm going to stop for just a second. Steph, you may absolutely take it. And I have two, but Steph, I want you two things. First, I want to know, are you out of the woods, Steph? Because I've been really worried about you. So are you out of the woods? Number one. Number two, I have two of them, but I have tested them and they're not 925. And so they're all over the map in these prices, and I'm asking like nothing, but they might be an 800, but like my testing, it really didn't hold up to that. So I just want to say that because I don't want to sell you something that you think, I haven't tested, and that, it is what so many friends are saying on the internet. So if you're good with that, I'll sell you one or I'll sell you both. But I think they're cool as hell. But I am very upfront here. Okay. So if you can let me know how you're doing, and then if that's okay with you, then let me know. All right. And I happily sell it to you. I think it's fantastic. I love the spinner prayer part. I mean, that to me is like good enough. So this is really cool and fun. Plastic fantastic stuff is my number one jam. Always has been, always will be. I love plastic. This is literally just like a little decal. It has little spacers in between. It is a, totally kitsch, probably early 70s with extender, shepherd hooks. Nope, hook. Choker. I love it. Okay, Steph. Yes. You're not 100%. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, honey. Yes. Think about it, because I have been down the rabbit hole with these, and I do test, and it says 925, but I'm here to tell you that people are saying that on the internet. It is not 925. When I do the test, it vanishes in about 30 seconds. So it's possible it has a coating. Possible. And $13, you really can't go wrong. The spinner part, with the Tibetan prayers, the men's bracelets, because those are so rare. All of that's fantastic. But, okay, so nobody can see that at all. So part of why I love this is because I love West Germany. So, I'm sorry. So this was made in the 50s, 60s, West Germany. West Germany made some really nice quality items, and it's just like a cream white bead on cord with the spacers, graduating sizes, coming down to, it's like a decal, but it's embedded. It's not going to scrape off. And that's the only decoration is right there. And I think it's really, really pretty. It's on both sides. Look how pretty is that? Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to, I was up front about that. I did a whole long talk about it on Friday. And yeah, the prices are all over the map. And there's a lot of people, because it says 925, who are just saying, yeah, it's sterling silver. No, I was like, what? Whoa. Because the place where I bought all the big lot from, where these came from, I was like, I don't think they would have missed that. So, so there you go. That's with the extender fully extended. You need a slender neck. It is a choker, but how nice is that for the summer? You got a teenager? Boom. Okay. West Germany. West Germany is quality. And I know it's just plastic, but hey, I love my plastic. So, and that's always going to be a part of what I sell. And I do, in May, I'm going to have Plastic Fantastic sale. And again, no worries stuff. No worries at all. Think about it. Do your research, because they're worth more than what I'm asking. They're worth more than what I'm asking. I would say they're probably worth 28 to 30. They're worth a lot more than 13. But I got a big lot at a good price. So, yeah, I got my testing kit, and I test all the time, and I'm getting a Presidium next month. Yep, I got a lot going on. Because since my arthritis in my back and now starting up in my neck is so severe, this is what I can do. So, I'm all in. I'm on 3 times a week, and I'm looking to start a once or twice a month thing with someone else. And yeah, and I'm loving every minute of this. I think this is really sweet. It's inset, but look how much the reds inset, those are glass, sparkle. And then at the bottom, they're not showing up very well. Clear stones, which would probably, I guess, be the leaves. Stem. And here is the back. Based on the clasp down here, I'm dating this to, 70s. And it is that big. It's a perfect little size. You know how people wear corsages? to special events, or used to, and still do, like to prom or whatever. Yeah. You could wear this as like your corsage. It is 2 inches long, and the rose is about 3/4 wide. And it's got really good choice. It's a very nice piece. Very nice piece. Okay, well, I know it's the end of the month, but let me ask you this. I mean, I'm just going to keep bringing it, but I'm interested if there's something that y'all are actually looking for. Any requests? I know it's the end of the month. I know. Okay. This, any hearts? Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, I know all the time things have hearts on them, but do I have anything with hearts on it right now? Well, I do actually, Denise, you know what? I have something, it's more modern, but I thought it was really cool, and I was gonna bring it as one of my affordable items on Thursday, but I'll bring it now. If I can spell. I mean, I don't know if this is what you're looking for or not, but you know, I thought these were really cool. I think these are probably, again, oh computer, come on. They have hearts everywhere. They are pierced. And I don't know if this is what you're looking for. It just happened to be what I have right next to me. Yeah, and you like them. Let me just finish showing you real quick. So they're pierced. And then they have a little gold hollow heart here. Come on, computer. This brownish red, it's plastic, encased here. There. This beautiful red right there. And then this, which almost like engraved, and it's hollow again. So it's very lightweight. Excellent. Well, how perfect is that, Denise? And they're, like this long. Little over an inch. I was going to wait and bring them Thursday. So thank you for asking. And they were on my mind. Great. So Denise is in at 5. Sold to Denise. It was a buy it now. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. It really helps when people say what they're looking for, because then I can look over in the stuff I have near me, or think of something I just recently, put away from a sale that's like right back there or whatever, and bring it. Thank you. I like them too. So I appreciate you, Denise. This is your bag. And pendants for Torques. Well, I do have the one. I will have more, I believe. I'd like to say within a week. However, the place that I am buying them from, there's an medical emergency of some type, I believe, going on, or something. So I'm not sure I can get it that fast, but pretty soon. Oh, Heidi. Me too, Denise. Heidi. So the only pendant, where'd it go? You've probably already seen it, and it's, it's expensive. Where'd it go? It should be right over here because I just moved all my inventory. Should be right here. Should be. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Denise, I'm just going to ask you if you remember, because otherwise it should be right here. I find that very odd. What did I do with it? Denise, it was the red garnet on the bale that moves, that has movement, right? And it starts at $68. Do you remember that from last week? I showed it a couple of times. It's sterling silver. It's a really, really nice, really nice piece. And if you were really interested in it, starting at that price, I'll go find it. You don't remember? Dang it. I don't know why it isn't sitting right here. The other thing, would this guy go on a torque? I don't think this guy would fit on a torque, unfortunately. Because I think the way I could make, so okay. Excuse me. This is this gorgeous enameled owl. Here's the front. He's hollow, but he's pretty big. Sorry, I got my hair, even though I brushed it, is everywhere. Here's the back. Enameled. He's fantastic. Now, he was just had a rod put through, so he has this copper top. His ears would get in the way of a torque. I would have to put a jump ring on him to make him taller, and then he would fit on a torque. But I would have to put a large. He doesn't have a bail. Thank God he's not breakable. He doesn't have a bail. Is this it? Where'd it go? Come on. Everyone came in, and now my thing is stuck. Hold on. There you go. Got rid of it. So it wouldn't have a bail. I was wearing it. So anyway, and he starts at $50. This little owl guy. Hold on. I was wearing it. I was totally wearing it. Oh, good Lord. Let me just look in the obvious. There it is. Yep. In the obvious place. And it's in the obvious place. Ow. Of course it is. Because that's usually the way it works around here. Is that it's in the most obvious place possible. Hi, Pamela. Thank you for helping me. I don't currently have a torque. I sold the torque to you, didn't I? Denise, isn't that coming to you later? I think so. And was this on it? I think that was you. Maybe not. And why is this still here? I literally removed it and then it came back. One more time. Good grief. Good grief. So this is garnets. This is sterling silver. This is spectacular. And this is made for a torque. With the bail. Is that not incredible? This starts at $65. It's quite large. It's quite beautiful. So if you were interested in this beautiful piece, I will put in the starting bid, and then it would be open to bidding. It's spectacular. You know what? I want to watch Moulin Rouge. Not only do I like the movie and the singing, but the costumes and the jewelry and I haven't seen it in a long time. It's one of my top 200 favorite. It is 2.5 inches long with the bail, and it is 1 and almost 1/2 inches wide at its widest. Oh, Denise is serious. Okay, hold on. Denise, hold on. Okay, starting bid. Hey, Frank, what's going on? How are you, man? Are there any marks other than 925? I don't think so. How are you, Frank? Yes, Frank does have a question. I didn't even see Frank sneaking in. Frank sneaks in. No, Frank. Just 925. And I bought this from a very reputable seller, so I know it's real. And then I test. Isn't it great? Man, it's so bottom line, this is worth probably at least double what I'm asking. And in the light, because it's open in the back, this is so shiny and bright. So if anyone else is interested, it's $5 increments. You'd need to come in. I don't want my mouth in there all huge and weird. At like 70 or higher. And then I love the way they did the drop down right there, matching. The top is round, but then so they have the big round cut in this, and without being in the sun, it just doesn't do it the justice that, but I'm hoping you're seeing that. Isn't it great? Pretty. Okay, so okay, Frank, fair warning, 70 or higher. This, honestly, this is, like probably about a $200 or more piece. Nobody. Okay, well, Denise asked, so. Pamela, thank you. Well, Denise and I just had a moment, so it sold to Denise. Thank you, Denise. I'm gonna miss it. I was wearing it just on a snake chain, not even sterling silver, and I loved it. But it was never my intention to keep it. But once I put it on my neck and it fell just right here, I was like, ooh. It goes in your bag. Thank you. Was anyone interested in the little owl? Let me know. Darby, how's it going, Darby? See, now I always spell this wrong, so y'all don't. You could tell me how to spell it correctly, and I might remember. And I might not. I will. I'm investing in more and more of this stuff. So, oh no, Deborah. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. That's scary. I'm so sorry. That's really scary. I'm so sorry. Look at this. Until I bought this lot, I'd seen Damascene earrings, which I'm buying a pair of studs for, virtually nothing today. Jewelry, I have tie cuffs, but I'd never seen a guitar brooch. Is that not cool? Oh, Deborah. Oh my God. Oh no, it's made in Spain. I believe the pin back comes out. I believe. See, I feel sad now too. 70s. It's still got the wire right here from the tag. It's got individual metal strings. I mean, it's just cool. Lucinda, stop. Stop what? What did I do? Pamela, what did I do? Am I not acknowledging Deborah enough? Did something happen? What happened? Deborah, is he on seizure medication? Is that the problem? Is that the problem? I don't know. I mean, I would like to say, this reminds me of it. Good Lord. It's 2 inches long and it is almost an inch at its widest. So sorry. Pamela, anyway, I don't know what I'm stopping for, but this is fantastic. And I know I didn't spell that right, but there you go. Pain meds and an antibiotic for a UTI. Is that why he had the seizure? I don't know if this is relevant. I'm going to pass on this, but it's here if someone's interested, y'all. My father, okay. Oh, he just started right now. Deborah, okay. Please go take care of your puppy and email me and let me know he's okay. Man, that's sad. I wanted to say, and I forgot, and now I am saying, okay, thank you. That if you two, if anyone knows Kelly Boutique, Doug, he could use a lot of prayers right now. And family. Prayers, good energy, vibes, healing energy, whatever. So if you and even if you don't know him, you could just put the vibes out to the universe. That would be wonderful. He and his family could really use it. Yeah, there you go, Denise. So you know. These are really cool. These are pierced. Probably 80s, right, with that color. silver tone, turquoise enamel, and these ones have a green stone in the middle, and they're kind of like wrapped, right? So they look like they have movement. I like that. Mia too? Do you mean Mia is also going through that? Or do you don't mean from Crazy May's stash, do you? What? Please, dear God. What? And that stone is actually glass. So, Denise, do you mean his wife's name is Mia, or do you mean Mia from Crazy May's stash is also needing our prayers? Please clarify. There's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm going through my stuff, but believe me, we're all going through it, and I know that. I'm not special. I bitch and I complain and I, because it's real for me, but everyone has stuff happening. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Prayers for Mia as well. These are a half an inch around. $4. Buy it now. Good Lord. Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to leave. Well, the price is going to be the same, but I can't leave it up now. $4. Thank you, Heidi. Yeah, there's a lot going on, man. These are also pierced. I love the colors of like forest green in here. Or grass green. And actually, rather than wearing them like squares like that, I think I'd deliberately turn them that way. And they are They are 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and we can just ignore that person. It's a weird random person that comes in with right now $4. Comes in with, ooh, looks good with my hair. Maybe. Comes in with weird random stuff and then disappears for months at a time. So I don't even think they're a child. So I stopped engaging, but everyone else can if they would like. I just don't. Okay, so let's do I was going to start doing something. Billy. Hey, Billy. Yeah, love to everyone, right? Times are hard enough. Like, what the blazing Jesus? What the blazing Jesus? Okay, this is going to be a starting bid of what is it? Yeah. Oh, you're walking in Central Park, Billy. How are those cherry blossoms? I love this. Okay, listen. It's too big for my little finger. It's too big for my short fingers. Look at this. It is sterling silver. It is incredible piece of turquoise with the copper matrix in there. Really large, high stone. Extra long setting with this cool cutout open. Is that not cool? It is. Let me take it off and make sure. Send me another picture of some cherry blossoms, Billy. Please. So lovely. 1.5 inches long. That's why my fingers are too short for that. 1.5 inches long. And the turquoise itself is in between 1/4 and 1/2 inch wide. I mean, that's like the best sense I can make out of it. And 1/4 inch tall. It's really, really good one. I love this. I love the openness of this. Here's the back. Oop. See how my computer just decided to all of a sudden get really bright? Now you could really see the color, maybe. I have no idea why it does that. I'm just not a tech person. I need to go in there and play around and do some Googling. Oof, it's beautiful. And this, of course, says, hold on. I'm reading it upside down. I want to be sure. Oh, come on. One more time. It's right under the band, so it makes it a pain in the butt. $925, and honest to God, I can't read the rest of it. It's right under the band, and so every time I try to focus every different direction, there's other. It might say Mexico. I can't tell. So started at 66. I'm going to make a note that I started at 66. I can't read in there, and it's taking too long. So reach out to me later if you're interested. Oh, I didn't give you a size. Well, that's really stupid. You want a size? My brain is in prayer mode for everyone. So the bottom of the band hits 7, but the middle is above 7. It did fit. See, now this is why this is so weird. because it freely fit this finger. This finger on me is a 7.5. That's why I'm saying, even though you have a cone, even though you measure 2.5, like on the Bakelite bracelet, it's not definitive. So it fit my 7.5 comfortably. So, but I'm going to call it a size 7, but it fit my 7.5. So starting bid of 66. We're just going to do that again. Well, no, it's a little tight right there. So, okay, size 7. It's a stunning ring. Okay, going down. So this is a point. I don't do recaps. This is a point where I have reached. I know, I can tell by how my body feels and how long I've been on, where you might just want to take a look back at what you missed, put your speed on double time and go through and drop in the chat if there's anything you're interested in. Because we're getting to that point. Thank you, Heidi, for that comment. Buy it now. Choice. I have had both of these for too long. One is blue, one is red. I will tell you the designer in a minute. They are celestial. It's a star gold tone with I don't know if they're CZs or not, but I suspect those are little tiny CZs. Red enameling, leaving the gold coming through, so it's like gold flecked. Then there's the moon again with the stars. The stars have little rhinestones. They're hollow in the back, so they're not super heavy. That's the blue, or the red. And this is the blue. And I will they come with the boxes. I will take one off and tell you about it. It is a maker. Oh, it's not in here. Dang it. Okay, here's the back. They are not gold. They are not super heavy. They are made by a person. They're not in San Francisco, but I think they're from California or New York. And they mimic and blend vintage and modern design. And their idea is they sell jewelry like this that looks very real, but isn't. So when you're traveling and you're wearing this, you are not concerned that you're wearing, your $3,000 pair of earrings. See, every star has a little CZ chip. And I'm losing money at this price. But I would really like it if someone liked them. And I'm sorry, but I've had these so long because I bought them several months before my father passed, and then that's been a year. I don't remember the exact maker's name, but if you got a screenshot of them, or if you do, you'll be able to find it. And I mean, these would be great at Christmas time, but quite frankly, I think they're beautiful year round because they're celestial. And I love the night sky. Buy it now, 16, your choice. And I can't believe no one's in at that price. It must be other people, I've been watching a lot of other resellers, because that's what I do. I resell and I hang out with my reseller buddies and I watch their shows. It's the gas and the food and the end of the month. And yeah, it was tax season on the 15th. So, I get it. This is really cool. And the price of this piece is all over the map as well. So I'm going to do a starting bid on it. And we're going to see what happens. I love it. I love this piece. I love this piece. I love this piece. And like I said, it either was really popular, probably I'm thinking late 80s, because it's got that like rose gold, and it's got the classic rose design. It's got the classic, good Lord, I'm losing the name of what this chain is. The classic Italian chain look. I mean, not look, but design. It looks electroplated gold, but it is not, but it looks like it. Herringbone. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's really cool. And like I said, it's all over the internet at all different prices. It is, I love this. Here's the vintage rose. And let me look at that. Where did it go? I'm just making sure if that's like no, that's just a spot that needs to be cleaned off. I was making sure that wasn't like a missing metal or something. So this is a swirl of mesh to make the rose on these gold leaves, then with the swirl leaves. And this is a slide going down to this. It's a slide lariat. What is... So, all right, let me see if I can show you as I'm doing this. You pull, and now you'll see on the bottom, hold on, sorry, that they're uneven. This is so cool. So you can have this as low or as high as you want. And to me, this is just like an essential summer piece. There is no clasp because it's a slide. And now the one thing when I got this, I did, it was tarnished like gold, but it's not gold. And you see this? And I believe it gets tarnished from the slide, because I do actually suspect that it is some electroplate of gold, which doesn't make it valuable in any way. It's just like the thinnest layer. They electroplate the gold on there in the thinnest layer. Wow, hold on. And I think the other metal is, I don't even know who the maker is not electroplated, and so they clash. So every once in a while, it just needs a little brush. With you could have an actual cleaning cloth like I did, or you can just use a paper towel or a t-shirt or a cotton dish towel. right? So just pretend this isn't on. And now, so to get it on, you have to bring it all the way down like that. But once it's on, I love this. I love lariats. I didn't really have much use for them when I was younger, but now I'm like, man, these things are so fun. So look at that. And that is coming down to about 26 inches. And you could put the rows all the way up here and just have these hanging down. You could put the rows back down at the bottom. Your choice, right? And look on the internet if you want for these. They're out there, and they're from $40 to, whatever. It's but it's not modern. I really do think 80s. I really do think 80s. And I think it was tagging off of the this is a type of vintage I just love. I think it was tagging off of the Black Hills gold, the rose gold obsession that was around for I don't think really any longer than a decade. But it was a big deal. The pink gold, you remember the pink gold? I had some pieces. Everyone did. Because it was like a new kind of gold. But in reality, I think it was just colored. I don't think it was, And was it even really gold? One day I need to do a dive into that. So sorry, I'm just sitting here cleaning it for a second. Okay. So I will readjust the lariat part on this. Put it in a bag. I think I have 2 of these. This will be going away for a while. I won't be bringing it back. $18 is a really good price, and I'll just let it marinate unless someone reaches out to me in an email. And like I said, I do believe I have 2. So if you wanted to be matchy-matchy with someone, then, starting bid of 18 times 2. Boy, I'm hoping I feel pretty good tomorrow so that I can, I'm going to finish invoicing and I'm going to pack. But I also want to clear my space here. So just to ask, did anyone want me to run this really large cloisonné hollow owl at starting at $50? It just has this little right there. But like I said, I could add a large jump ring so that it's higher than its ears. If anyone wants me to run the owl, let me know. I'm pretty close to, he's really good. He's really large. I'm pretty close to keeping him. I'm worried about Deb's. Worried about Deb's dog. These are cool. These are fun. And you can all thank you for lurking. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. You can always pop into the chat and say hello. Don't be shy. And I could not find the maker on these. How this is like, and I'm using this in my own brand new modern. Don't tread on me. I'm taking the meaning to a whole different place. Like, don't kill the garter snakes. don't, just because it's a snake, you don't have to automatically, get rid of it. But if it's dangerous and, it's too close to you, okay, take it out. Are these not cool? A matching ring would be perfect. Oh, good night, Heidi, honey. Take good care of yourself. Heidi, I know it's late for you over in Belgium. Good night, sweetheart. And those are black rhinestone ears. I mean, eyes, not ears. Although snakes do have a kind of an ear. They think they're really cool. And I could see so many ladies across the country. Country girls, wearing our snake earrings. Or if you're just going clubbing and, the message is, don't mess with me. Right? Going to a rodeo. Yeah, I mean, I don't love snakes, Denise, but, but they're pretty popular. They're pretty popular in jewelry and art. And they have a lot of meaning, Native American wise, and just, indigenous peoples in general. They have a lot of good meaning as like messengers. But, I had a snake. Good Lord. I had a snake in my house here because I live on 22 acres, redwood trees and live oaks, and and I had a snake, and the only reason I knew I had it was because my dog went over to a side table and all of a sudden jumped up into the air, like 3 feet up into the air, and he's a small guy, and I was like, what? And I looked, and it was orange and white snake, big fat one. Well, we have coral snakes up here. And then there's the other one that is kind of the opposite pattern and is fine. I can't remember its name. Anyway, I freaked the heck out. And I wasn't going to try to catch it. So I just got the dog away and I called our volunteer fire department. Because I didn't know what else to do. It's like I've got this. And by the time they got here, it was like, I don't know, behind the kitchen cabinets, like maybe in the wall. I don't know. And thank God I never saw it again. I don't know if it, maneuvered itself and got out, however in the heck it got in. Not a clue. But all I know is I never saw it again. And that was fantastic. That scared the crap out of me. That, and the fact that was right by my dog, didn't bite my dog. I mean, wow. Wasn't a rattlesnake. We have rattlesnakes here. Wow. Oh. But if you're going to live in the country, you're going to live in the country. So there you go. I live in the country. Oops, that's upside down. I have, bobcats, mountain lions, bears, possums, raccoons, snakes, whatever, owls. I hear owls every night. I got baby barn swifts flying around right now. They're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I live in the country. That's what you get. Got bears breaking into people's garages across the creek on another road shed area. I mean, they were breaking in over here last time. So it's just the way it is. You just learn to live with it. And I'd rather live with that than in the city. So there you go. This is a vintage carved ring. It's carved in the shape of a flower. It's absolutely stunning, likely 1970s. I started this last week at 20. 14 is, as far as I'm concerned, a steal. Then maybe that's just me, but I don't think so. It is a little sideways because it's hand carved. I would go with a size. Let me put it back on my finger. Size 8. I'm going to go with a 7.75. I think 8 is too generous because it twists. 7.75. No damage. The way they brought out that color right there. Really nice. Well, y'all, I have been on for almost 2 hours and I have sold 4 things. So I did get a request and I was able to satisfy that. The flower is an inch long and a half an inch wide at its widest. It's not like we're never going to see this again. How about a squash blossom? A single squash blossom. And then I'm going to do some buy it nows and close. So now is the last warning. Go back in time in my show. And if there's something you're interested in, drop it in the chat. And if you're, or email me if you're watching on the replay. Obviously, this is sterling silver. It's turquoise. Yesterday I was in so much pain. Today is a little, I don't feel great, believe me. So, hold on. Oh, what? Oh, Denise. Yes, hold on. Denise. Oh, wow. Yes, perfect. You looked them up. Did you find the maker? I forgot. So look at this. This is old Native American. It's just a single squash blossom. All sterling silver. I have not polished it up. There's its bail because it would have gone with a bunch of others, but you can absolutely wear it singularly. Isn't that cool? I don't know how to date this, but I know it's pretty dang old. It is not marked 925 anywhere, but it doesn't need to be. I mean, we all know this is sterling silver. And I tested it because, indigenous peoples didn't always use sterling silver. That became a thing introduced by, the people who took over this continent, the Fred Harveys, the etc. They used, leather from bone. They used leather. They used bone. They used, trade beads. They used abalone. They, the whole they definitely, turquoise was always very, very special to them. But sterling silver, I mean, that's, the last 100 or so years concept that, was introduced to them. And then there's beautiful, fine artisans who have been doing work in that way with turquoise and sterling silver ever since. It's just about 2 inches long, and it is just about 1 inch wide. But traditional would be like the peyote stitch leather with plastic beads, hand carved bone, and antler that I sold 2 weeks ago. So there you go. Yep. Okay, and this is a piece I'm happy to list on Etsy. I'm happy to, keep. Okay, so Denise is, which one? These ones, right, Denise? I really like them too. I've always really liked them. I never understood. I've been hard pressed to understand why other people don't like them. And it's an excellent price. I mean, thank you, Denise. If you look them up, if you take a screenshot and you can put the picture in search and look them up, these originally sold for, I think, like $45 to $50, and that was in the 90s. So it's a really good deal. Thank you. Okay, my timer just went off, y'all, and my okay, and my back hurts. My arms, it's ridiculous. So hold on. Thank you again, Denise. And thank you for everyone that's been here today, hanging out with me, lurking, checking me out, seeing what's going on. I appreciate you. I'm going to do a couple little buy it nows from last week that didn't sell. And yeah, and then I'm going to end. So I'm going to be on 10 more minutes. So your last warning of looking back in time and seeing, what's what, and if you're interested. Okay, these are going to be a screaming deal. So yeah, I'm 10 minutes and I'm done because I'm going to be going up to bed after that. But now this is a ridiculous price. And I know this is not how you spell it. Again, I'm trying to spell it. But no one is buying these. I know they're worth more than this. I know they're not worth scads of money, but I know they're worth more than $4. But so I don't want to, I have so much inventory. I'm just like, okay, how about $4? Made in Spain, Damascene. Piece of beautiful little stud earrings, $4. I mean, come on. They are small. Don't get me wrong. They're small. Denise, I'm telling you. $4. Thank you, Denise. I mean, I paid, I don't know, probably 3 times that much. But I have shown them and shown them and shown them, and I'm just like, I can't keep this inventory. Thank you, Denise. They're beautiful earrings. Yes, I know, Denise. I know. I absolutely know. So the thing for me is that I'm in that middle of the road, where I sell both costume and beginning to sell higher end. And my numbers are just starting to try to get towards the 500, and YouTube keeps knocking them down constantly. But I know if I had 1,000 followers or more that they would actually sell for what they're worth. But, in the meantime, it all works out. In the meantime, it somehow all works out. So I'll take that, right? I'll take it. In the meantime, it all works out. And no one, this is the last time this is coming up, and then it's going to go in the bag. The bag of like large wearable jewelry bag. And I mean, that's not cheap. That'll be expensive, but I think it's pewter. I'm not sure. It's not silver. I tested it. It's very cool. It's handmade. It's $12 now. It's got 2 strands of the older vintage clear seed beads. These glass cubes with the silver foil. Very hand blown, the cubes. They're like all irregular. It's a necklace. The beads are probably 80s, 90s. They might be older, actually. Even though they have that foil, and that's a thing that's coming back in China. They might be older. Has this cap on the end. This is the toggle closure. I mean, even just this closure being pewter. Yeah, I understand. You could take everything off, just the toggle, if you do crafting with the chain, and these end caps is worth $12. And then it's small. It's about just at $14. I mean, 14 inches. Bye, Denise. Have a really good evening. Thank you very much. I'm going to show 2 more items after this, and then I'm done. So, nobody. If I don't get an email about this I honor my prices for 48 hours. If I don't get an email on this, I might parse it out myself. I take things apart and craft and remake jewelry and do a lot of things. So, we could do that. I could do that. I would be okay with that. I'm going to show these 2 items, and then I'm going to call it. Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I have These other things I didn't show, but my body is not interested in it. I'm hurting and I need to, and I, even though it's a clearance and I know it's the end of the month, I'm not getting anywhere. And yeah, the wear and tear on my body, and but I love hanging out with all of you. So what are you gonna do? This is definitely modern. I think I thought it had a tag. I don't see it anymore. Okay, I'm thinking. Well, I don't know about that. Kathy, hi. Yes. I believe this is 80s, but it could have been early 2000s. However, the construction is more 80s. It's got the animal print, like more like cheetah. It's got the really nice panels. It is acrylic. It's definitely done to mimic 1950s style of how they put articulated panels together. Plain chain. Sounds like plain Jane, right? Inch and a half. Basic closure. It's a nice piece. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Right now, $10. And it is probably 16 down to 18 at the end of the pendant. So it would fall right about here. $10. $10. Okay. Just so everyone knows, on Tuesdays, I do my what didn't sell last week inventory, and the end of the month is always hard. And Thursdays and Fridays, I do my medium to higher end pieces, with always bringing in affordable vintage costume jewelry for those who, that's what they can afford. Because I think, I personally would like to always cater to everyone. I don't want to be exclusive. I don't know how to. There you go. Describe these. I always want to be able to bring the higher end for those that want that. But the affordable, earrings and plastics and, old, what grandma wore and mom wore, because not everyone can afford, starting bids of $60 or $100 at all, not even $30, but they still, like old vintage jewelry and they still want to be able to purchase it. So I will always do that. I love these. These are definitely a 70s earrings. They look like sterling. They are a little tarnished. They look, people will think they're sterling silver. They're quite large. They're in kind of a little bit of a hoop back. And they're good looking. They're good looking. Okay, well, so I will honor these prices for 48 hours. If they're 1.5 inches long and they're 1 inch wide. If anyone is watching on the replay, you can email me. I get a lot of emails, like I said, after the sale. And on Thursday and Friday, Thursday is my low and medium, and Friday is my medium, mostly higher end, where I talk and you talk to me and we share knowledge and we enjoy learning about pieces and have a sale and add to our collection and enjoy ourselves. So I hope to see you there, and I hope everyone has a safe, healthy, kind rest of your evening. Thank you. See you soon. Good night.